I bled for this. And I'm not talking about a minor cut that remains for just a few days, easily washed away by an expectant heart and the promise of tomorrow's sun rays. Nah, I bled for this. That type of blood they say stains the fabric of our lives and can't be washed away. That blood is thicker than water. That blood will only have blood. That I will take what is mine with fire and blood. That I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, sweat, and tears. I bled for this. I remember nights I would wake from my nightmares and realize that it was just reality, trying to escape homelessness, starvation, and poverty, as if my desires and belief would somehow erase this atrocity. Barely the age of 3 and already experiencing tragedies. So while so many would run from calamity, I would run towards it rapidly, because pain is what my mind rationalized insanity, and lack thereof felt like pure agony. I bled for this. And no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't Usain Bolt this race. I couldn't transcend my time and space. And no matter how displaced I felt, I had to get up every day, bold face, to face a world that would take one look at my skin and decide my fate. I bled for this. Couldn't tell you where my next meal would come from, but education had to be my lottery. Family turned to foe, kin only left behind their shadows, and all I had were these empty promises of those who said they would help, but left me trying to turn the hope into dough. I bled for this. I remember nights when others would say they were going home, and I didn't even have a bed to call my own. And it was the coldest of nights that the car was my castle and my throne. I bled for this. You will look at me today and have no idea the turmoil and the battles I overcame to stand here today. And I know this is only the beginning, but there were so many before me who saw me and said I wouldn't even make it to the start. Counted me out and said I couldn't do it, said I would fall apart. But see, I went from being government fed to the government paying me bread. Stares deeper than permanent ink. With every step I left a part of me, I guess you could say I'll go down in history, cause these words can't ever be erased. So with that same blood running down my arm and face, I hold up this degree, because despite the blood, I refuse defeat. And while I bled for this, Christ already bled for me. So I can stand here today and say that because he made a way, I overcame.